Hey guys, welcome back to Coffee Date Thursday. This is my 5th time trying to, actually I think now it's my 6th, can't remember, trying to get this filmed, and I am just getting fed up and frustrated, so whatever happens is just going to happen with this one. Earlier I tried to record during the day. It was really nice outside, so I went outside to try to record, and things just kept happening to distract me. Like my neighbor came home and looked over and saw me sitting there with my camera talking to myself and was just looking at me. So that kind of, made me feel awkward. So I stopped. Then my daughter came home. Then I got attacked by some kind of flying bug, which freaked me out. And then what ended it was it just started pouring down rain out of nowhere. So yeah. This week's topic is, almost forgot, fears and phobias. Oh, and I have my Polar Pop. It's my Diet Coke. My weakness is a long evening. It's always a long evening on these nights because my daughter has church and it's a 2-hour long thing, so I have to load up all the kids and drop my oldest off, and then we try and find something to do, and Grace always just loses her shit because she's tired and she doesn't want to be in her car seat anymore. She just wants to be home, and yeah. So I had to get a little bit of caffeine, or a lot of bit of caffeine, whatever. Anyway, fears and phobias. So I thought about it, and I don't really have anything that really prevents me from doing other things because I'm so terrified of it. One of my biggest fears is being on the highway. And it doesn't matter if I'm driving, if I'm a passenger, if I'm in the back seat, if I'm in a car, if I'm in a bus, whatever. I hate being on the highway. I'm in full alert mode. I'm looking all around me. I am so aware of my surroundings. Looking at other people, looking for drivers who might be distracted on their phones, or just crappy drivers in general, because there's a lot of those out there. And tractor trailers, oh, don't even get me started on them. They scare me, because besides the fact for if it's windy, if it's really windy, the tractor can just start blowing because it's so big and the wind hits it and it can swerve over. Or the fact that some drivers drive way too much when they shouldn't, and they're tired, and they can fall asleep behind a wheel or whatever. They just make me uncomfortable. And so yeah, I hate being on the highway. But my paranoia, I think, has saved us from a couple of accidents. I'm slightly afraid of heights. I mean, I can still fly in a plane, and I've been up in tall buildings like the Sears Tower in Chicago, or, well, it's not the Sears Tower anymore. What is it? Starts with a W. Willis Tower? I think that's it. Either which way, I've been up there. I've been bungee jumping. But if you put a ladder outside and tell me to climb it and get up on my roof, heck no. I mean, forget even getting close to the roof. Ain't no way I'm gonna get more than halfway up the ladder without getting freaked out. So slightly afraid of heights. I don't like bugs. Crawling kind, no. But I really hate the flying kind. I hate flying insects. And if it has a stinger on it, that's even worse. Not really completely irrational, but I will run in the opposite direction if I see a bee or a wasp or anything else. And I think my last one, which probably affects me the most, but not in normal day-to-day life because I'm on the highway, more than what this one is. Or now I'm just rambling and not making sense. I have this fear of death. In a way, not just death in general, but dying in some, I can't even think of the word, not unconventional, but dying in a way that is scary. I guess dying at all would be scary. But like, okay, like in a car accident, for example, like having a terrible car accident and dying in it. I mean, and that does happen quite a lot, especially with, how many cars are on the road these days and cell phones and driving under the influence. So that's something that happens quite a bit. But like, stuff that doesn't happen is that often, like dying in a plane crash or a shark attack. One big one is that will literally sometimes keep me up at night is thinking about dying in a fire. Like, sometimes I will lay in bed at night and think about, okay, if my house caught fire, what am I going to do? And this will bother me probably more than it should. And I think that stems back from when I was little. I was in first grade and one of my classmates and her brother died in a house fire. And I'm also kind of like, I get nervous about like gas and things like that. My aunt and my mom both passed from carbon monoxide poisoning, so not at the same time, but I just have a very big paranoia about gas and fires and just dying in unnormal ways. And I'm still not using the right word, but whatever, I'm tired. So that is probably one of my biggest fears. And I think the whole highway, like being afraid of the highway thing, stems from when I was little. Not little, I was a beginning driver, and I had to go take my mom to pick up her car somewhere. So I drove my car, and then she got her car, and I followed her home. But once we got on the highway, she started going like 80, 85, 90, something like that. And I'm a beginning driver on the highway, and I don't know where I'm going, mind you. So I'm trying to keep up with her. And it was just a very scary experience because I almost got sideswiped by a flower truck, like a flower delivery van. So that, I think, started my paranoia of highways. Thanks, Mom. So those are my fears and phobias, if you can even call them that. Kind of, I don't know. Some are normal, some are not. Like, I think a lot of people are afraid of like bugs and heights and things like that. But fear of the highway and fear of weird deaths, I don't know. So anyway, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your fears and phobias are, because I am kind of curious to hear what people have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.